Morning all. Now today we've, hey, like my new jacket? Lotus F1 jacket. Nice. Of course, we all know what Lotus stands for. Lots of trouble, usually serious. Shame, isn't it? 'Cause it's a great British brand. And Colin Chapman, when he built his race cars in the 60s, built everything as light and as fragile as it could, on the basis that for a wishbone, for example, on a front suspension, only had to last the length of a race. And if it failed at the end of the race or after the race, that was okay. But he was building it lighter, so that famous phrase, added lightness, came to light. So, and that philosophy went through into the car business, which is different for cars for the road use, and they were a little bit fragile. Anyway, we're getting the channel back on station. So for those of you who've been regular viewers, you've seen me deviate with the stove and stuff. Anyway, back to cars and bikes. Today we bought a car which is a good lesson on classic car buying. It's a financial lesson. So when you buy a classic car, it's a lot of fun to buy a car that needs a few things doing to it, needs a bit of work doing, and you go and have all the excitement of buying stuff and it arriving in the post, or you go to specialists and buy it. But it financially it never works out. The trick is to buy a car that's had someone else pay for the leather upholstery, the mohair hood, the fancy wheels, the upgrades in suspension and brakes. That's the trick. The wind deflector, the power steering, hydraulic power steering, and that's all the things that are on this car. And this car is an MGB Roadster, but it's one of the latest built. So back in 1980 they ended the production of MGB Roadsters and GTs, and they built, as a celebration of the success of the car, it was successful, a limited edition of 1,000 cars. It's either 600 GTs and 400 Roadsters, or 400 GTs and 600 Roadsters, I can't remember. Anyway, the GTs were painted in like a pewter silver and had alloy wheels, a bit like you got on a Stag, the sort of thick spokes, and the I think the Roadsters had the same wheels, but anyway they were in the sort of bronze metallic, and that's what I bought today. So I'll have a look at it, but this is a car that's had from top to bottom all the money spent: the walnut dash, the Moto-lita steering wheel, the hydraulic power steering, that was £2,000. The wire wheel conversion, so that it's got splined knock-on alloys, which are lovely. I mean, they're 15 inch as opposed to 14 inch, so they changed the whole stance of the car. Parabolic springs, braided brake hoses. The list goes on and on and on and on. Aluminium rocker box cover. So you might think to yourself, well, I want a car where I can enjoy fitting all that. Balance that against the cost. This is a car where the value of all the parts that have been fitted are far more than the value of the car as it stands today with them on. So if you want a car that is financially phenomenal value for money, this is it. Okay, it hasn't got the shiny chrome bumpers, but it's got that power steering, drives like a modern. It's an LE, which means it's the limited edition, one of the last off the production line. It's got a lot going for it. Structurally it's very sound, because it's probably 1980, 1966. Compared to a 66 car, it's 14 years younger. 14 summers, 14 winters, 14 snowfalls. And that's why this car represents phenomenal value for money. It's had all the money spent. The wheels, the leather upholstery, the carpets, the dashboard, the Moto-lita steering wheel. So enough of that, let's have a look at it and see what it looks like in the flesh. Well, there she is, the bronze metallic MGB Roadster LE. Now look at those wheels. They're 15 inch Minolite knock-ons, so they've got splined hubs just like the wire wheels, with a centre nut and a big sort of spanner that you use to take them apart. But let me take you through the spec of this car. So it's bronze metallic. It's got a 15-inch Minolite style wheels. It's got beautiful leather upholstery. I mean, look at that. Oh, there are my gloves there. Look at those seats. And that leads us into the walnut dash. Moto-lita steering wheel. Tonneau. Covering a mohair hood, which I'll show you later. And it's really in good shape. And this is what I'm talking about with the spec of the car. H4 headlights. It's got a V8 Roadster front spoiler. Love these flashes down the side. They're really cool. Wind deflector, rubber mats. There's that big spanner you need to, and then there's all the documentation, which I'll take you through in a bit. A bit dark in there, isn't it? Just put you down here a second. Just look at those wheels. Now I haven't cleaned it up yet, so it needs a little bit of fettling. 2 sets of keys. Overdrive on the gear stick. Look at that Moto-lita wheel. It's a thing of beauty, isn't it? Right, let's have a look under the bonnet. Look at that engine bay. Now this pump here is a hydraulic power steering. Servo brakes, Audi rocker box cover, twin SU carburetors, K&M filters, rads in good shape, hoses are looking really good. This car has had the money spent. I'll put it up on the ramp in a minute and show you underneath. You can see the hoses and the look at that power steering. It's so good, that power steering. I'll show you it working. Yeah, we've got a V8 style front spoiler here. Centre lock alloys, 15-inch. Give the car a better stance. The sills are in beautiful condition. You literally can see your face in them. These quarters are prone areas, they're in good shape. There's a couple of little blemishes there, look. Again, 15-inch centre lock wheels, brand new tyres, rear quarter in excellent shape, rear valance in good condition. The offside rear quarter in good condition. Centre lock alloy again, they're lovely, aren't they? And this sill, again in beautiful condition. Real testament to the owners. And the other centre lock alloy. And that V8 front spoiler. So that's a look around the skirt. Let's have a look underneath. Drilled discs, new calipers, and stainless steel braided brake hoses. Castle rail in good condition, the whole of its length. Jacking point still there in good shape. Main chassis rails. Plenty of understeer on them, but and the engine's surprisingly clean. Looks like it's had a new slave cylinder for the clutch. Again, drilled discs, replaced calipers and braided hoses. These are very solid chassis rails. Castle rail again in good condition. Just to give you now, parabolic springs. Spats, no. Gas shocks, I think they are. Adjustable, so you can change the ride. This one's got a rubber hose on the back. And again, exhaust all in good condition. Floor pan's good. You get the rear anti-roll bar and rubber bumper car. Gas shock again. Parabolic springs. This is the thing about this car. The money's been spent. Gas shock absorbers, parabolic springs, stainless exhaust, solid bodywork, new handbrake cable. Engine and gearbox are clean. New slave cylinder. New brake discs. Just trying to see, it's got the standard lever arch. Shock absorbers on the front. There it is, the piece de resistance power steering rack. So it's hydraulic power steering as opposed to electric. It's had these bracketry welded on the frame to support that. So it's not an easy job. It's a £2,000 modification, this is. Transforms the drive of the car, makes it feel like a modern. So there you go, and front valance in good condition throughout its width. New ball joints. I suppose that was done when the rack was put in. Just add it up. The leather upholstery, the Minnelite wheels, the centre lock, the wire wheel splines that are on, the power steering, the walnut dash. And it's an LE, limited edition, one of the last 1,000 made. Rare to find a car like this in this condition. Now you might look in there and think, oh, nice clean engine bay, and you'd be right. There's something extra. There's a little secret, and it's here. It's that baby there. Hydraulic power steering pump. So it's got its own little reservoir here, all plumbed in, down there to the rack. So different rack, different power steering. Well, no added power steering. There's no power steering on MGBs. You wait to see how it operates. It's like driving a modern. £2,000 worth of options, that is. So superb. A bit of a walk round. H4 headlights, V8 front spoiler, 15-inch mini-like graphite coloured alloys with single bolt fitting on splined hubs, vented and drilled discs, new calipers, MGLE decals that match the alloys, tonneau cover, beautiful leather upholstery. This is a nice little addition, this thing here, this little post serves you your seat belt. Moto-lita steering wheel, all importantly connected to that power steering pump. There's a little hairline crack under there. Can you see that? What a lovely car. It's had the money spent. Parabolic springs, leather upholstery. It's got a wind deflector that goes on there. Walnut dash. 2 sets of keys. This is the financial lesson about buying classic cars. Buy one that someone else has spent all the money on. Let me show you something. You get an MG and try and do that. Parking is a pleasure, not a pain. That is amazing. Just can't get over this wheel. The steering is amazing. One-handed manoeuvring. How's about that? It's fantastic. It's just fantastic. The one thing that everybody hates about MGs is their heavy steering, and it's fixed It's phenomenal. If it's just for that, you've got to have it. It transforms the car. One-handed. Good oil pressure. All the gauges work. Haven't even got a bit of warmth in it yet. Lovely, lovely interior. These seats are spectacular. Can't really see them in here. But look at that, one more time. Oh yes. I love that. That's amazing.